The season to be merry is upon us, but before we've even hit the peak of festivities, Covid rates in London and the South East are now the highest in England. With most cases amongst 11 to 18-year-olds, the Health Secretary this evening announced an emergency targeted testing programme for secondary schools.
We've decided to put in place an immediate plan for testing all secondary school-age children in the 7 worst affected boroughs of London, in parts of Essex that border London and parts of Kent.
But head teachers in hard-hit areas say it's too little, too late, and England should follow Wales in closing schools and moving learning online.
We should be closing secondary schools on Monday for all but the most vulnerable and the key workers, and moving the teaching online to remote learning for the remainder of the term, and then going for a mass rollout of testing in January.
Rising cases also raise questions about London and the South East's Tier 2 status. When Manchester went into Tier 3, it had 170 cases per 100,000 people. Newcastle had 115. Birmingham was at 191. Now, the average across London stands at 191 cases per 100,000, with a third of boroughs in excess of 200 cases.
In a normal year, you have Christmas, where you have loads and loads of mixing, often with 2 sets of family, minimum. Then you have a week off, and then you mix with different people in New Year. And then a few days after that, you go back to school, university, or work. So that's kind of 3 potentially super spreading events all happening together. I mean, there will be increases, but whether we can stop it becoming a third wave, I mean, that's down to us, really.
Is it not inevitable that we're going to see a dangerous third wave in cases? Shouldn't we act sooner rather than wait till next week to make a decision on further restrictions?
And a third wave is not inevitable. But it is the way that we prevent it is by everybody, all of us, coming together and actually deciding we want to try and stick to the guidance that's there, and accept that Christmas is a period when we can do things. That's the reason why the rules have been relaxed. That doesn't mean we should do things.
With a vaccine around the corner, it's easy to think we can drop our guard. But the story of Adela Baldwin-White says otherwise.
So full of life, which makes it harder to take this in.
A mental health nurse from Grimsby. She died of Covid-19 5 days before the vaccine rollout.
If you saw and felt what we've just gone through, you wouldn't be bending the rules, you would be sticking to them.
Perhaps this Christmas, the best gift we can give is space and the promise things will be better next year.